representation of what the 5 dimensions are. There's a lot of other representations, ideas, concepts about the different dimensions of time and space, but this is one of the simple ones to understand. So we'll try to show you the simplest. Actually, the group says that most of the truth is so simple we cannot understand it. So what they tell us all the time, they say, we're going to try and complicate this just enough so that you can understand it.
Well, I think we all do that. We take something and think it's so complicated, and we try to figure it out where it's so simple, if we just allow our minds to understand it that way.
This material is in the book, Welcome Home, or Welcome Thaus.
That's very good.
It doesn't look quite like that, but it's close. And we're going to show you a comparison chart that is actually in there. We're not going to cover all this in the seminar, but this kind of gives you an idea that there's a major difference between the 3rd and the 5th dimension. So there's a lot of changes here. For instance, the primary motivation of all humans has always been survival. But you know what? We're not afraid of dying anymore, are we? Not really. So we're not being motivated by survival in the same way that we used to be. So now, the whole primary motivation is about seeking unity or expressing who we really are, about letting that light that's inside out. And that's really more important than staying alive for most of us. And that's recent. That is not even in our parents' day. That is fairly recent for humanity to have that motivation. We've got when the experience of time goes from linear time, the illusion of linear time, to circular or now time. Polarity, good, bad, right, wrong, now goes to cause and effect. We're going to actually work with a couple of these. We're going to work with the polarity. You're going to hear about triality and the new works that they've talked about. The work paradigm, real simple. In our grandparents' days, it was 2 words. Work hard. You could get anything that you wanted if you worked hard enough. Anything at all. And you know what? It worked for them. On that vibrational level, that paradigm worked. And it worked very well. But in our parents' day, it didn't work. It just didn't work as well. So they changed the paradigm. They changed the paradigm to work smart. Now, here we are, and we're trying to use that paradigm, and even in that one generation, it has changed again. Because now it's about work passionate. It's about find that peace that's in your heart. Because that's when you become the highest use to the universe that you can be. Tools of truth, we move from judgment to discernment. I'm going to skip a couple of these because we'll work with them as we go through. The experience of power, a lot of you know that we talk a lot about the second wave of power. The first wave of power is very simple. It is called follow the leader. We have been playing a game for a very long time on this earth of follow the leader. So a lot of leaders have emerged to lead us, basically, because we want to play that game. Now we're changing the game. The leaders don't always know that yet, but they will. They will very soon, because we no longer need people to lead us. According to the group, the government leaders in this world will eventually change, and they probably will go kicking and screaming, but they will change to become the servants that we need them to be. We need them to do things like take care of the roads, take care of the trash, take care of the sewage, take care of all the important things that we have with government that government gives us, and health care and things of that nature that we all share. But we no longer need people to lead us as countries or nations or anything else. That, according to the group, is now adding to segregation instead of unity. And that will change. And it'll take time. And that is the reason the group says we're actually having wars on this planet right now, is because of the fact that many of the leaders, and it's no secret to tell you, George Bush is probably the biggest, is fighting back because they're losing power.
Okay, let's not get into politics now.
But, well, we're from the United States, and we'll certainly take responsibility for that election. That was But anyway, we have another one coming.
But don't go there. But anyway, the second wave is all about following yourself. You're your own leader. We don't have to follow somebody else. And if it's in governments or with spiritual realms,
Right.
it's, it used to be in the spiritual world, we would look up to somebody like a guru
Sure.
and, go, oh, they know all the answers. But now you come and listen to people like us, and you listen to our ideas, but you may listen to somebody else and read many books, and you take each little part that fits into your truth. And so it's empowerment of yourself.
One of the channels that the group came out with several months ago, probably about a year ago, was called God with a little G. And it was just an incredibly beautiful channel where they talked about the fact that we have always deified God. We've always put God way up there. And God is so far out of reach that none of us understand what God really is. So they said, why don't you adopt an attitude of a God that walks alongside of you instead of being up there to guide you? And in fact, from that point forward, they made me go through the website, and wherever I put the group with a capital G, I now have to use a small g. Because they never gave me the name the group. You have to understand that. That was not, they never came in and said, we are the group. They say greetings from home is what they say. But they never even told me who they were, because they want us to take the information and run it through our own heart filters and take only the parts that resonate with us. And I'll tell you, and Ingrid will tell you here, in the very beginning when we started this work, that was not a popular idea at all. We didn't really know what to do with that, and we had a hard time getting people to come to our seminars or getting people to do that because we would not stand on that level. But we are here to work with you. We're not perfect. We make we make more than our fair share of mistakes.
Speak for yourself.
Excuse me.
Okay, I'm human too. Believe me. No, but talking about the small g with the group and God and all that, when you changed it, there was one part on our website where it still said the group with a capital G, and we heard about it. People were like, wait a minute, it's a small g now.
Well, it's really kind of interesting because we don't consider ourselves to be celebrities, but in some places we kind of are in the small circles. And we were just in Russia, and Barbara had to go get something out of her purse, and there was a bunch of people around her talking to her, and she opens up her purse, and I don't know if many of you remember this or not, but a few years ago.
Well, yeah, I wrote this story about.
Well,
when I was in Holland, one time we were in Amsterdam, and a pickpocket took my wallet out of my purse, and we were on our way to a seminar, and so we didn't have time to report it to police or anything, but it was my red wallet. And so it was a whole story about that, and it was a miracle that I got it back. One of the people in the seminar that we went to, I was explaining to the people how a pickpocket got my wallet, and she said, I'm a policewoman in Amsterdam, and I will get this wallet back. And she did. Right before we were ready, remember that, Ingrid? Before we were ready to leave to go back to the States, she called up and said, I have your red wallet. And I said, that's a miracle. And she said that she had busted a gang of burglars, and she brought out this big bag of wallets, and there was one red wallet, and it had everything gone, my credit cards, money, just my license was in there with my ID. And so I got the wallet back, and I said, that's unbelievable. And so I said, I will always have a red wallet. And I wrote about that. And so when we were at the seminar in Moscow, this lady saw my red wallet, and she goes, oh, the red wallet! Oh my God, it's famous. It's just amazing to me how people follow our work or even know about us. It's just, because we're just having fun with our work. We get to travel and meet all the wonderful people and have fun and hugs. And so it's just truly a delight.